What's your English
Remember that?
accent like?
What's my English accent like, mate? Yeah.
So was Harry Potter. They always go to Harry
Harry
Potter or Ron
Potter,
Weasley.
mate.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Yeah.
That's lower class English. Hello,
Give.
mate.
We're live. Give me the proper English.
Oh, we're live, by the way.
Yeah.
Give the proper one. Well, there is no proper one, but I would say probably London's the most normal.
And what does that sound like?
Just like this, really.
J- j-
Hello, Atlas. How are you?
just like this, really. Hello,
Just like
Atlas.
Harry Potter and the Dumbledore.
Hello, Matt. How are you? Expelliarmus.
Hello, Atlas. Expelliarmus to you too.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Elixir. Hermione, over here now.
Hermione.
Hermione. That's the reality I'm shifting to. It's just Hogwarts.
Yeah, yeah.
Just Snape.
Yeah.
Cutting about.
Damn.
That's
So long time coming, though, huh?
yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched your stuff for a while, but the fields weren't
Same.
ready to merge.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
hybrid was brewing in the field, ready to merge for when the field needed it most. It's always service to the whole as well. Like every
Yeah.
time it's service to the whole. Whatever you choose, I choose at a similar rate. Like when fields come together, it's always you could say prescripted, but also even within the prescript is always just the themes, and then within that theme is the corridor of what you actually want to, how close you want to resemble the exploration of those themes in this incarnation. It seems like this is where we meet. So Expelliarmus to you too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The field's been cooking this, and here it is, like as a dish. Yeah. Yeah. And now the taste of it is this interaction, the brotherhood, and the content, and
Right.
how it resonates, and all that kind. Yeah. It's super
Right,
fun.
and we were cooking up different dishes for some while. Like they were similar, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really maybe we just were finding our own little ways that we were
Mm-hmm.
caught in the ego trip. And then it's like, as always, the narrower and narrower doors as you get deeper and deeper into realization, things become not so much the same, but it's like less and less variance in stuff. It's like each has their individual expression, and this is like what's so beautiful about the uniqueness of not being the
Yes.
same, not being the
Yes.
absolute.
Yes.
But in that meeting of joy or joining or new earth, whatever you want to say, of this actual self-worth to say, I am free, I'm as free as I want to be. Now we're meeting in that same place, which sees eye to eye. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember from before if
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
that different. It's more just like
Yeah.
someone's usually more absolute, someone's more
Exact. Yes.
relative.
Yes. Nice. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. That's it. That's exactly it. Like the like that's what kind of was cooking in those dishes was exactly that. Like now it's
Right.
coming from that place, and I love how from that place it's like kind of the flavors of the tastes of the gifts of what's being expressed, and like I love how you describe, like in your content, about shattering whatever limits, because the
Oh,
freedom is
brother, that,
that truth, the clarity, all that's already there, and like all of it's just like stop limiting it,
this is it.
yeah.
Right. Awakening really is just everyone realizing just how insecure and just how much they don't want freedom. Let's be honest, because
Yeah.
this whole thing isn't about finding some key. Like, we're not even probably going to talk about much about awakening. I know we're on here for different things, but 99%, if not everyone, the whole process, even Christ, everything that he taught was just, you are it. Look at everything that says that you're not, everything that denies that.
Yeah.
So it's one big game of self-esteem.
Yeah.
It's like all this no self stuff is a stepping stone to shed everything you're not,
Yeah.
to find the power that you are, the
Yeah.
infinite power that you radiate, that people radiate of a yang. It's like you've got the decades which is talking
Yeah.
about yin, you've got decades talking about yang, and now we're in mastery of love and wisdom. Like
Yeah.
we are mastering at this point this frequency in this domain. So that's all that we're interested in.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. God damn, let that fucking light and freedom and
Let it rip.
let it rip. Exactly. Let it rip, baby.
Right,
Get it.
right.
Get it. Get it? Yeah, let's go.
You make me want to take my top off, but
Yeah.
I'm not as hairy as you. I'll do it as maybe I have a few shots of tequila. I've got some here, and
Oh, I
I'll get
love it.
into
I
it.
love it. We're gonna have a nipple reveal at some point. Let's go. Let's
That's
go.
that's hey, that's a whole video in itself. So come on,
Yeah.
that deserves its own thing. I mean, nipple reveals on my Instagram, so if you already want that. Oh man, there's so many people in my life that are finding my that aren't into waking, just finding these videos now, and it's so funny if they come across this, just like, what the fuck is this? It's not even spirituality anymore. It's just stripping, like OnlyFans. Hey, if money gets tight, like I'm open to anything. You know? I have this obsession of touching the mic. I need to chill out. Ever since I got this mic, it's just constant, like.
Yeah, it's fascinating that that's one of the main things with these guys. People are always like, yeah,
I love it.
touching them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I love that way of saying it. Like, just let it fucking rip, man. Let that water flow. I love it. I love it. Step into the power.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The power, right? But power without direction is just chaos. So what I love about you and what I love about this is this absolute yang energy. But like we say, love without wisdom is just a tsunami without any kind of direction. So what we're coming together in, and I saw some posts, and I've been tagged in some stuff, and I'm just being sort of, just watching things as they come. But you used a word the other day, which was, I think it was elegance, or it was like maturity or something, which is such an important component of this letting it rip. Like,
Right.
do you know what's so funny? Because there's been so much repression of everyone just being
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Because we're not individuals having individual awakenings. We are one being trying to work out what it is we are,
Yes.
and we're all heading towards the social memory complex for this experimental planetary system called Earth. Anyway, so we're realizing we're all just maturing, and we're all just at this kind of immature awakening where there's still kind of blame and projection to an extent. There's still things going on, but you use the word elegance, but also I think maturity and responsibility to see that we all want truth. Now, as soon as we fall into saying you're doing this, you're doing that, we're just turning in and going to the temptations of the lower astrals to just go back into negativity. But like you say, what you symbolize so greatly is this uprising of just authenticity and a power of just I mean, the 20th century just gave us basically a stepping stone of spirituality, the classic Buddhism, emptiness, but no one wants to sit cross-legged anymore. Like, this is not the century for that. This is for expansion into what you want. We're on a timeline of power. We're not on a timeline of just peace. It's joy as well. It's passion as well.
The fascinating thing about that is that expansion that is from a place of self, from a place of lack, from still separation, is consuming Mother Earth. And then expansion from a selfless, self-realized, holistic place is perfect harmony with Mother Earth.
Right.
And so that's where it's still relevant to learn what one is, to sit in it, like learn how to do that. And then as it becomes clear,
I love you,
like,
man.
Yeah. I love how we're both, we love that. Like, sit in it.
No, look, let's get that clear as well, because
and then let it rip
really true.
from
let
that.
It rip.
Yeah, from
right.
that, let it rip. Yeah.
I'm realizing that all of these realities are coexisting realities that will always be there, always will be there. We're tuning to what we prefer. What do we want? What do you want to experience? And I can see through your stories, and my choice will always be clarity, integrity, love. And so whatever vibration I put out has to match. Yeah. So the world is just a reflection of what you've already set within yourself as an intention. So what I talked about, the narrow gates, as you get further and down, you can't get dishonesty through these gates. You can't get the old earth ways of thinking, which is always scarcity. It's like some kind of survival. You're pure energy that can't be destroyed. There's no scarcity. It doesn't make sense. So we're not defeating old earth. We're seeing it doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
But I love it, because these ways of, like, we talk about, like, the shadow government, all this stuff. This is all just outdated. It's ridiculous. They must be in so much fear to possess control over things.
Yeah.
You can only even come at them with your light. because they are you. They're parts of yourself
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
asking for
yeah, yeah,
forgiveness.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we're here to shine the light, which is going to get all the creepy crawlies to the top,
yeah, yeah.
but it's coming from integrity and coming from joy. And you're laughter. We're
Right,
laughing
right,
like this.
right,
There
right.
must be so much fear in a being that wants to possess others,
Yes,
who wants to
yes,
control things.
yes, 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 yes.
And I've been there.
Right,
We've
right,
been in incarnations of that oppression. I can remember incarnations of trying to oppress
right,
and oppressing others and realizing how much that was just oppressing myself because they were me. And it feels horrendous. And then in this
right,
one, it's just not what I want, not what I want.
right,
Even when you
right.
smell it, it's like that tastes horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
But it has to be looked at. You can't avoid it. You got to see, do I still want this? Because it is
Right,
tempting,
right, right. Yes.
but
Yeah,
it's horrible.
and it's fascinating because we have the version of a kind of totalitarian control happening at the level of the nation states and the centralized governments and banks and the matrices and all that propaganda, war, all that kind of stuff. And then we have, and that's kind of getting its own kind of way of tightening. I'm not sure if you're aware of how China has been with the way that it approaches like using artificial intelligence and computer vision, surveillance, credit scores, everything on in one technology stack that is intimately intertwined with the government. Um, but very much so. Like, okay, you're either simping and you're a good boy, or yeah, you're either simping or you're a bad boy, you're a bad boy. And and so
Right.
I mean, I'm obviously we're diplomats. Let's also make that clear. We're diplomats, and we're to holistically like rage, like transform with the injustices, but we are also to be a bridge into the new world cities. And so basically, so there's that's happening, and then there's also the like the like the way that happens in spiritual systems. And so then there's I mean, these are like
Mm.
the two big complexes. There's like holding power over people in the form of nation states, and then also in like corporations and
Right.
banking systems and stuff like that. And then there's holding power over people in the form of like whatever's happening in the transformative journey is like how to reflect most directly back optimally that what you are is already what you are looking for, and it's let that rip. And yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah, these, like you say, so we have the spiritual marketplace, a spiritual mechanism, you could say, of that. And then you've got the government system, whatever. They're extrapolations, fractals of the same thing. So you see the same behaviors in each thing because the mechanism is the same, right? Of clarity or distortion. And so you'll have groups pop up which may have certain elements that you can just see are the same within sort of governmental structures. So here I chose this incarnation to really master the transmutation of these energies. We've done it so many times before in other planetary systems, whether you remember or not. So here is just
Mhm.
straight mastery. So we
Mhm.
can't go straight to the government, right? We've chosen a particular portion of the collective to transmute. To basically approach with stillness, this movement, to approach with not so much a stillness of action, but like a clarity of light
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sees the darkness, but doesn't dismiss it as not it. It just, you're trying to master basically, because I've done it on others where it's like really fucked it up and didn't, we have parallel lives coming from the oversoul where they're always communicating to each other anyway. So it seems as though we're anyway, that's all context, but let's get to the content of this, like I said, with the fractals. So we're dealing with a transmutation within the spiritual community, which can only really be dealt with by shining your light brighter and brighter, which almost illuminates all the parts of your mind, because everything on the screen is just your subconscious outpictured anyway. So any kind of blame is funny. It's like blaming your hand. It's like you fucker. It's like no wonder it hurts when
Mhm.
you blame things because you can only blame yourself.
Mhm.
But that's not the bypass of not pointing out distortion.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if my hand was doing something a bit, yeah,
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
still say, right, clarity. Let's bring you back into
Yeah,
alignment
yeah.
with what you
Oh,
really want.
relax, relax.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
fishing.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
just like fishing the whole day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're in a place which sees that, and now we're treading a very careful line of mastery, which is the temptation to blame, the temptation to put down. But then there's also a temptation to bypass, which is it's weak and it's weak-minded, it's sloppy. It's basically saying, well, I can't do anything, there's no self, there's nothing to do. No, you're living in a world that you choose to live in. You shine your clarity in how you want to shine it. If you want to point out things which aren't in alignment with you, like I spoke about these narrow doors. Now you can't even get through, like, let's say something's going on over there that you don't want to deal with. Maybe before you could just go back into no self, nothing's really happening, there's no one here. Now it's like this is sticking out now. You don't attack them, you just bring clarity within your own vision, and that has
yeah,
to transmute the field,
yeah, yeah,
of dishonesty. Within
yeah,
it's always your own dishonesty anyway.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, yes.
We're in a new
Oh,
frequency of
yeah,
responsibility.
yeah, exactly. And I love, it is all your body, and then the reflecting is around the injustices, and it's in all of the what we talked about in the power structures, matrix power structures, but also the spiritual power structures. And then there's the new earth reflections. And this is something that I feel like, however you want to view it, like Christ as taking on all of the collective sin for transformation.
Mm.
And it just, at that point, it's like if you're looking for like a North Star to call God's will, why not absolute utopia of
Yeah,
basic needs, free energy, everyone waking up completely free to do whatever the fuck that they want to do, whatever art, creativity, prosperity, play, joy, etc.
right,
Like,
right.
I'm just like, anything that's not that is already like running a program that's not the absolute North Star of
Yeah,
what is possible for, and like what we come here to do. We come here to make these magical indigenous wisdom with Mother Nature meets like technology and prosperity at the same. It's like, oh my God, it's so
yeah, but
cool.
your energy gets me going. Like it's interesting how we. I need to turn off my radiator because it's
Oh
getting
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I, I'll do it in a minute. It's fine.
Okay.
It's about to get too warm. uh, your energy gets me going because vibrations attract vibrations, right? So I'm always looking for those that are willing to say, why not to everything? Like, fuck
Yeah,
it. Why not? Like,
yeah, yeah,
what do you know what scarcity is? Scarcity is just a lack of self-worth.
yeah, yeah,
We are
yeah,
just pure energy, pure creators.
yeah,
Why not have, and it's not nothing to do with like greed or anything. It's pure self-worth. If someone feels worthy of living in a planetary system where those needs are met and the purpose of life is not just to get a bank check, it's not just to put food in your head so that your body can like live another day. That's just do you know how ETs view us? Like completely insane to think that that's the purpose of life is just to get through the day. Like we've been through these incarnations, and there are areas of the world today that heartbreakingly are going through these awful things. You see Israel, you see Palestine, you see all these different areas, not just there, everywhere in the world, that are the manifestations of this lack of clarity on what it is their true nature is. And so we fight over resources, we fight over land, we fight over food, we fight over all these things. Where me and you have to bring, we don't have to, but the choice is to bring light to the clarity of the nature of self and choose what we want, which is a planetary system full of what we think we deserve of the
yes,
self-worth. It's
yes.
just completely about self-worth.
Nice. Right. Shattering the limits that say
Like,
that we don't deserve that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah,
You
yeah.
said we're the creator. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Let's just go with what we know.
Yeah.
Like we've
Yeah.
done this on so many different planets. I don't know if a lot of people,
Yeah.
if anyone's even on my YouTube or your YouTube, they've got to be coming from maybe they haven't been revealed of their incarnations, but here every day the downloads get clearer and clearer. Even the parallel lives on this planetary system, working like in different centuries, like in mystery schools, all of this stuff is coming back to me now, always as revealment of the whole. Like it would never been given to me unless it's going to help this incarnation either teach better or know better about the self. And in other planetary systems, they're just like, what the fuck is going on Earth? Because we are taking our time in this delay in this reality. But we've got to see that there are a simultaneity of just infinite potential of reality. We're just actualizing the one that we prefer
Yes.
from where we are. Just pure Bashar, pure Abraham
Yes,
Hicks,
yes, yes.
pure whatever. It's that's the highest teachings I'm coming across at the moment. Well, for some years
Yes,
now.
yes, yes, yes. And um I have some of the visualizations up right now. I went through your YouTube and Instagram while you were sharing, and then I went to my